joining us to give insights on the recent developments at Bajo de Masinloc and of course talk about her film is Baby Ruth Villarama, director of the 2025 docu-film Food Delivery, which highlights the lives and struggles of Filipino fishermen, Navy and Coast Guard personnel in the West Philippine Sea. Good evening, Baby Ruth, and thank you for joining us.
Hi, Sarah, Sean, and Pauline. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You know, the goings on now in the West Philippine Sea just highlight how dangerous it was for you and your crew to make that documentary. Share with us the experience that you had, especially also the experience of the characters that, or the real people that are in your film.
Well, yeah, definitely the danger is there. Not just to mount the documentary, but for us, to stay silent about the issue. As independent filmmakers, we thought maybe there's something we can do to humanize and put an actual face into the West Philippine Sea. So, I mean, facing all those Chinese vessels shadowing us, not knowing if we can return safely on shore, and also, yeah, making sure that the safety of our fisher folk, especially our subjects, are at the most top priority. So, yeah, we're at the middle of it, and with the issue still happening, I think, yeah, it's very important for people to really know what's going on.
You must be elated, maybe that's an understatement, over the screening of your film finally, and for Filipinos to be able to see it. Tell us about, well, the experience also of having been pulled out suddenly by our own countrymen for your film being pulled out must have been, um, you know, um, so disappointing.
Yeah, it's definitely a punch in the gut, and also there was a lot of frustration on our part because we were trying to navigate it carefully also, because the very festival that pulled us out was the festival who supported the making of the film. So how do you balance that? But at the
Quite
same time,
ironic, no? Quite ironic. But do you forgive them for what they did, or how? How is that situation there? They had to
well,
succumb to pressure. They had to succumb to pressure.
well, the official statement was it was due to external factor, that they were left with no choice but to pull out the film. And what happened in New Zealand, that the Chinese consulate really exposed themselves when they sent an email and been calling cinemas to pull out the screening of the film there. We're just very grateful that the festival there did not stoop down and really expose the email, published it online. So I think what happened in New Zealand might have happened also here in the Philippines. And with very limited screenings that we have here right now, I think the pressure is still going on.
Baby Ruth, can you take us back to the shoot and the inspiration? Now Senator Marcoleta ba talaga yung nagbigay sa'yo ng inspirasyon para gawin tong pelikula na to, tong documentary na to? No, I've been curious because it's all over social media and I thought, why not just ask you straight up?
I think it's a amalgamation or a combination of all that. When he made that statement, syempre, taas kilay tayo na parang, is it true? I mean, after, recurring reports that our own journalists have been chased, week in and week out, every week there are incidents now, almost every day meron ulit. So as a storyteller, we have to really sit down and think straight, like the curiosity came in, like, is there a West Philippine Sea, or is it a false claim by Senator Marcoleta. So we just picked up our camera and then went out there. And then when we affirmed that, okay, we have a good story here, and that the fisher folk are really, really, frustrated about the situation, and it's affecting their daily lives already. So we thought, okay, now we have a solid story to pitch. That's the food delivery idea, because we have to bring the story closer to our stomach. And if these fishermen decide one day that we don't want to fish anymore, hanggat hindi natatapos yung issue na yan, then we'll be left out with no seafood in our restaurants and in our houses.
How long long were you there in that area? How long did you have to immerse in the communities? Can you tell us about that experience, yung actual shoot, yung pag-gather ng mga footage at mga interviews?
Our resources were able to allow us to film intermittently for a total of 60 days. Of course, we spent the first 30 days doing research and capturing moments. I learned from the best from the Sesdrolon because I grew up in people. We spent 6 years of documenting people's lives, and ang sarap lang makasama sila, to immerse with them and to join their payaw, their simbada, and witness how beautiful the West Philippine Sea is. It's so beautiful and pristine, I'm telling you guys. There should be more expedition on that place.
And I believe, Direk, but that this idea for food delivery also came because there was that relentless cycle of news reports about the West Philippine Sea. We were being bombarded by all this information, and this documentary humanizes the people who are there, the Coast Guard personnel, Navy, and even the fishermen. And I wanted to ask, what did you learn about them during this whole filming process? Because I believe in the film, you didn't really use narrators or hosts. You let them speak for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I realized that, our fellow Filipinos, they're equipped with, intellect, and they have a voice. It's just that we're not giving them the proper platform and allowing them to express it. So there's really no need for the voice of God or for us to interfere with their story. We just allow them. Actually, we just allowed ourselves to be witness of their adventure, of how free it is to be at sea, away from their nagging wives, and for them to feel that joy of capturing these schools of fish, tons and tons of fish in one net. And for us, parang, wow, it's like, I don't know, it's like a playground for everyone. And for them to understand how nature works and for them to know the balance of our biodiversity. I think we're not giving them the due respect and protection that they deserve.
Very true, very true. For instance, buwis buhay talaga yung mga mangingisda in those tiny boats in the deep sea. That's
Exactly,
crazy.
yeah. And they're the one who are making their own boats because we don't have a well-developed shipyard. I based on our research before, we have a robust shipyard industry here in the Philippines. We make boats
No, we
for
still
other
do.
countries.
Meron, Subic and Cebu.
Yeah, but it needs more support so that we
Yes,
can invest in Southeast Asia again. Kumbaga, the
definitely.
opportunity is there because our fisher folk are one of the best sea navigators in the world, if you ask me.
I want to ask you how you felt about for instance, those in our outposts, the Coast Guard and the Navy, they're just left there with very little to sustenance. I mean, you na, kaya nga kailangan mag-deliver ng food, pero there are modern ways and better ways. It opened our eyes also. I saw your film and kudos, but I felt in a way shameful about our national government actually. Parang, can't we put some money there? Fishermen and those who are guarding our sea. What do you
Yeah,
feel?
you're
Well, syempre,
definitely
you're
right.
documenting, pero ako, I'm giving my opinion.
No, you're definitely right because we are an archipelagic country. Imagine 7,000 islands or more. And we only have, I cannot even say the number of vessels we have because we might put our own country in, at risk at risk of our national security. But we definitely need more vessels to navigate around our seas. And that's why I also discovered how important the relationship is between the Coast Guard and our fisher folk. Because in Subic alone, there are about 5,000 boats. So these 5,000 boats are also serving as parang mga guardians of the sea. Our national government has very limited water assets. So nagre-radio na lang sila sa ating mga kababayang mangingisda. Parang, especially pag may nawawalang
Oo nga.
mangingisda, incidents, it's always the fisher folk who receive the brunt of those incidents and also who witness it firsthand.
And Direk, siguro ano ba yung talagang lumitaw dun sa pag-shoot mo from your stay there, dun sa relationship nila? I mean, what is the public not seeing which compelled you to actually make a film about it?
Well, definitely Chinese vessels are all over our country right now. They are hovering our islands. Scarborough Shoal is so important because if the weather is bad, that is a sanctuary, like a pit stop for our fisher folk to go so they can be safe. Not only for Filipino fisher folk, but fisher folk from Vietnam and Taiwan and as far as Indonesia. Scarborough Shoal assures safety for everyone. So with China, guarding that area, there's always a question at what would happen to our fishermen, if they get lost at sea, and the relationship of the fisher folk and the natural environment because all of their payaos have been destroyed. And these payaos cost hundreds of thousands. These fisher folk are investing their own money and they're getting loans for to be able to fish properly. So if Chinese are destroying their payaos, we're really destroying the our food chain.
Were you harassed at all in one of those 60 shooting days that you had? Did you
All
witness
the
it all
Yeah,
the
all the
time?
time. Yeah, there were drones uh shadowing. Well, the ships are always
They looked
shadowing.
like hundreds of drones that shot. It
Yeah.
looked unbelievable. Talaga ba?
Yes, para silang Chinese New Year and they're blending like stars. Because these Chinese they're very very clever. 'Di ba pag mga Chinese New Year drones, you can program that and
Yeah.
design a shape whatever you like.
So that
Uh
was already trying to intimidate you or scare you into, I'm sure alam nila yung you were shooting.
Maybe, I mean, we're definitely we look like civilians, going on a tour with cameras. But we have to follow protocol also from the captain. If the captain says you have to shut down your cameras and shut down all the lights, especially at night, then wala kang choice. Parang, ay, okay, sabi ni captain. Even with the fishing vessel, when they said, let's just sleep first. Wag na po kayo
Baby
ngayon.
Ruth, alam mo, iniisip ko, paano ka sa gitna ng dagat for days on end? Hindi ka na naliligo, hindi ka nagbabanyo, etc.
Nana Buksani, yung cinematographer. I mean, the great Nana Buksani. Ayaw talaga niyang maligo. Sabi niya, Direk, 33 men are with us. Tatlong tayong babae. Yung isa mangingisda pa. Ah, ayoko maligo. Sabi ko, ay naku, Nana, maliligo talaga ako. I brought an umbrella. Meron naman parang yung plywood. They made that just for
For
us.
you.
Yeah, may plywood, nilaglagay sila ng maliit na toilet. And then you have to really, it's really an amazing experience. There's a small pail and nakatali sa lubid. And then you have to get water from the sea. So you have to hold on to something kasi baka matangay ka sa lakas ng
Amazing.
alon.
Even the making. Meron bang behind the scenes? You should do the making of.
Oo nga, no?
And I think the making of is a film in itself with all the bureaucracy and all the nightmares we had to experience with the AFP. That's another story.
But we understand the Coast Guard is also in support of screening the film, reaching a big audience as possible. Tell us about where we can see your film. How?
Yeah, right. Right now, we are screening in selected Ayala cinemas, Metro Manila, Cebu, Bacolod, um, Cavite, and Cagayan de Oro, and also Gateway in Cubao. So until the 19th of August. And then I think Mega World just announced that they will house that starting August 20.
What about schools? Kasi sabi ni PCG
Does that need a Senate resolution or a House
There was a
resolution?
screening
Or
recently in Congress, di ba, Direk?
sabay-sabay na tayo na excited.
Yes, yes, ladies, yes, madams. We had a special screening at Congress hosted by Representative Chel Jokno and the WPS bloc because it's very important for the congressman to really also saw the human face of the West Philippine Sea. So we had a screening there. About 25 congressmen and women attended the screening, and
Lang?
only?
Lang?
yes, and some of them had to leave for their meetings because there were a lot of things going on that day. And we offered the film. Sabi ko nga, isang sine kada distrito, isang food delivery for the West Philippine Sea. Imagine if one congressman or woman can host a screening in their respective district, then I think we can share the story of the fisher folk to, to many people, especially the students.
Yeah, the students were what Commodore Tariela was saying. He wanted to bring him down to schools because you're right. He did actually ask Congress for 5 extra votes after your screening in Congress. But what
Yeah,
about the
I'm a
schools?
witness to that. Yeah.
Have you spoken to DepEd perhaps or anything like that?
Yeah, we had a special screening with ASEC Irene of the Department of Education a few days ago, and they pledged to support us. I think it's just a matter of paperwork and waiting for the right memo to be cascaded down to the regional directors. I don't know, so that they can officially request for the films. But as far as we're concerned, we're ready to send the film. So far, ngayon, we just have to respect the windowing of the cinemas within the month of August
Okay.
and September. We're hoping that other cinemas can follow. Naman that most of the cinemas, majority of the cinemas here are run by SM and Robinson, especially in the provinces. So if they open their cinemas, then definitely they can experience the West Philippine Sea, because this is the first Filipino documentary mastered in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So I
Yes, the
really wish
sound
that
is amazing.
Yes.
diba? Yeah.
Direct, as early as now, do you already have plans for a part two, a sequel, or maybe another documentary featuring other personalities in this story?
Well, if we can make the part one successful and make our producers happy, then I'm confident that perhaps pwede tayong bigyan ng pagkakataon gumawa ng sequel number two, because there's so many angles pa that we haven't touched, like the environmental impact of this conflict. And
Yes.
also, yeah, I mean, the Chinese side, sabi ko nga, I was just speaking with Howie Severino, na sabi ko, with your lens, maybe, there could be like an investigative angle to this. Like, how does the Chinese community feel about this story? Are they aware? Especially China, like, it would be interesting to also know how Chinese people in the mainland, are they aware about this issue, this conflict? Because they have a different narrative being played there.
True, parang hindi rin nila alam. Pure Gold should be proud of you, actually. She's mom. I'm trying to elicit a reaction here. Ang galing mo, ah. But what's been the response of the viewers? What was very notable to you?
For me, it's the shock value of not realizing how close West Philippine Sea is to them. Like, that is also shocking. Like, they thought like it's very abstract, it's very out there, it's far from their concern. But like was it yesterday or the other day, we had a screening at Gateway with Mayor Joy Belmonte and some of the high school students in Quezon City, and they were crying because they thought West Philippine Sea is so far. And they realized, oh my God, we can be invaded in less than 24 hours if we don't fight for our territories. Speaks also about personal boundaries, because that's also an interesting realization on some of the audience, that we're not just talking about West Philippine Sea as a territorial matter. We're also talking about our personal boundaries and how do we protect it when someone is trying to encroach our personal space. Sometimes it's cultural that we're just allowing different forces to invade
True.
us. May ganong conversation na lumalabas.
Ah, they were able to translate it into their own experiences. That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. And I realized, like, maybe cinema is indeed a mirror, of our own lived experience, when we see other people on the big screen and we connect to them in such a special way. Maybe.
Baby Ruth, we thank you so much for your time. One parting shot before we let you go. Ano bang
I
mensahe
just
mo?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for TV5 for giving me the platform. We're very independent. We're doing this DIY, but with you coming to the cinemas, organizing black screenings, this film is not just about me as a filmmaker. This film is about our own survival and our own freedom. And we have to protect the West Philippine Sea hanggat kaya pa natin, hanggat maliit pa lang yung mga kinukuha at binabantayan ng China. And we don't hate China. We respect their culture, but I hope that they can respect our shared history and our relationship moving forward. Because we don't want war, but we want our freedom to be respected.
Thank you so much. Very well said. You've turned an abstract idea into something very real for Filipinos. Thank you. That
Thank
was
you so
Baby Ruth Villarama, director of the docu-film Food Delivery.